Hey, hello viewers, welcome back again. ServiceNow Taxi by Dinesh Kumar Raghu. Let's quickly start our topic. I'm just quickly sharing my screen. Yes, here we are. So today's topic is again Washington DC release upgrade notes related to the flow designer especially, and we have received wonderful features in the Washington DC upgrade, and really I felt so much useful to the developers whoever is using flow designer, and we have to use flow designer here. So coming back to the topic, now in Washington release, ServiceNow released with the Workflow Studio newly, along with the Flow Designer. If you see here, we can see both the Workflow Studio and Flow Designer. So if I am clicking on the Workflow Studio, it will redirect to the Workflow Studio homepage, and it will navigate to the processes here. So the service now introduced processes, flows, subflows, actions, and decision tables. These all things is there in the Washington DC. Before we have already flows, subflows, and actions, but ServiceNow newly introduced processes and decision tables. Coming back to the home page, if I'm clicking on the flow designer also, this will redirect to the workflow studio only. If we see here, I just clicked on the flow designer. Just let's wait for the loading this page. Hmm. So once it's loaded also, even Flow Designer topic as well will reload to the Workflow Studio only once it is completely reloaded. And there it will direct to the flows when it will indicate automatically flows. But when we are opening the Workflow Studio, it is indicating directly to the processes. This is only the difference when it is opening by Workflow Studio and Flow Designer. This is really, I think in future, maybe flow designer from the process automation might be removable. Why? Because both are redirecting to the same page. But the only difference I observe is it is indicating directly to the processes, and flow designer will indicate directly to the flows. I think it's a little slow actually. It's loading. Meanwhile, we will go to the topic so we can cover some things before it's loading. So coming to the home page when it is loading from the Workflow Studio or else Flow Designer, so we will see here processes, flows, subflows, actions, and decision tables. So if you observe here, this is already loaded now. So see, as I told before, it is also redirected to the Workflow Studio, and but it is indicating directly to the flows here. So when we are opening from the Flow Designer, it will redirect to the Workflow Studio only and flows. And when we are redirecting from the Workflow Studio, it will go to the Workflow Studio only, but it will indicate to the processes. Now, as I started explaining regarding the things, processes, flows, subflows, and actions and decision tables. So for five type of things, it is showcasing to us whatever is there. And ServiceNow also introduced in the Washington DC here homepage operations. In the operations, we can see here processes and flows. And coming to the integration, actually this integration tab is not there before, but we have some other name actually in Vancouver release. We have some other name, but in the Washington release, they have introduced as integrations. We can see all integration related things we can able to identify here. Uh, going back to the home page. I also observed one thing here. ServiceNow introduced here a record picker. Before we used to go to the gear icon and edit columns, and we used to modify the form list layout. But now, if you are seeing here directly, we can move from like this. We can scroll. We can just move from like this. See, now application came to the first place and the label came to the second place. So we can adjust the layout list layout thing by just moving around this in this way without moving through form list layout or form layout. So coming back to here, this is I felt very good. But when we are modifying in the processes, it will reflect only in the process, not in the flows and subflows. For example, if I am modifying the subflows, just we need to here we need to scroll here the side. See, name application, it's changed. Now again, I'm moving back application to this side. See, application and name. So it is modifying like this. But if you are modifying in the flows, it will change only in the flows, but not in the subflows. Again, subflows will be in the same name and application. If you observe, see in the flows, it is like application and name, and in the subflows, it's like name and application. Really, I felt very good about this. And coming to the next one, whenever you are developing any flows or subflows or anything, and you have developed half of the things, and you have not you have not published that, and we can pick where you left. This is the feature which newly added in Washington release. Pick up where you left off. Okay. For example, you have started developing one flow and you have left for the day, and you can come back next day and you can pick from here. See, I worked on one of the flow designer as a system admin. We can see 11 days back. Still, it is available in the pick up where you left off. So we can see here, wherever if you are leaving the flows, we can come and click on this and we can start working on those flows actually. So I felt really good about this. As a developer, it is really useful. So without going back again to the list view and clicking on that, where we left, we can go and modify that. I really felt good. And coming back to the next one, I'm in an added trigger. If we observe remote table query, this in the trigger condition, ServiceNow added newly in the Washington release. It's a remote table query. So I'm just selecting the incident table here. So this is the trigger condition which we can add directly. And coming to in the flow designer only, if I'm going back again to the this thing in the developer perspective features. For example, after I added the incident table, I don't want the incident table here. Redo, undo last action, and redo last action. Both things are available. So if you are clicking on the undo last action, it will remove the last whatever we modified. Again, if I'm clicking see here, it will modify. See, trigger condition before we added, now it removed. If I am doing the redo action, redo last action, again it will come back. See, remote table query, it came back again, and again I'm doing the redo. So remote table also came back again. So this is also very good feature. Why? Because sometimes we'll do some mistakes, and again we need to go and add. Before it was like that, but nowadays it was like now in the Washington release, now we can do that redo and undo. So both the features we can use very nicely here. I really felt so good about this. And coming to next one, I'm just going and seeing the properties. If you observe the properties and go to the advanced, this advanced also before also there it is in the Vancouver release. But if you go here in the flow priority default, this is added in the Washington release newly. If you see this in the flow priority default, low, medium, high. So this is the thing which added newly in the we can priority wise, we can use this. For example, same type of trigger conditions and same flows might be there. So depends on the priority also, flows might be triggered here. So that is what if we should explore more on whatever is there in the newly, we should start working on that. We will get to know more. But as far as I see here, this will be really useful when we are creating the same type of trigger conditions. Definitely, which one should trigger depends on the priority. It will decide that. So I felt really good about that. I'm just clicking on submit here. Okay, I think already with the flow name, already it is test with the test already there. I'm just changing name to the something else. Okay, I just submitted. Okay, so this is also really good feature. Whatever I see here, I have prepared even article also in our community. So we have covered the first one, which is there for the workflow studio and flow designer. And the second topic, which we can do, which we can scroll from right to top, right to left, and left to right. We can move down that easily. Really, I felt too good about that. And they have added homepage operations and integration newly. And in the processes and in the operation, we can see process and flows. And as I told before that swapping columns also it is there. We can swap application to name, the name to application. Not only that, any layout we can modify here. As I showed before, pick where you left also. It is a really good feature as per the service now. And coming to the priority, just now I have explained. And trigger conditions also I have explained that the remote table query recently added in our Washington DC release. And undo, redo options also I have explained. And yes, one more feature we can see here, make flow read only. So we are started developing on something and we are going for break, and we can click on the make flow read only. So by mistakenly, if somebody is coming also, we cannot modify. If you are seeing here, so we are unable to click here. Why? Because it just read only. Read only means it's temporary read only. We can come and edit flow again. Any admin can come back and edit the flow. It's not like completely read only after publishing. It's not really not like that. Whenever we are planning to edit again we need to click on the edit flow, and we can come back and again we can modify our flow related to things. Really, this is also awesome feature as a developer perspective. Why? Because most of the times very big flows we will develop. Okay, most of the times. So we need to take breaks in the middle, and if we are just saving and going again, if somebody is coming directly, we can, if by mistakenly also if something clicking on the keyboard or mouse, it will modify there. So instead of that, the changes whatever unexpectedly happened. So instead of doing mistakes in that way, we can directly go and do the mark flow read only. Make flow read only. It is very good feature as a developer's perspective. And anyway, we have this undo redo option as well. But going behind that is very tough to us. So instead of we can use directly that make flow read only option. I really felt this is very good feature as a developer perspective, and I will use that. Okay, and also we have a new action created in the flow. For example, if I'm going to the action, and in the ServiceNow core, if you see here, fire event. In the fire event, generally before we used to do in the notifications and all, we used to call the events directly there. But now we have a fire event option. New action came in the flow designer. This will be useful. We can use really for the business rules, any script actions, or else any notifications triggering. So event triggering. So event triggering. This all we can use for the fire event. So we can select just generally here whatever event we want to. We can select and which record we want to fire. So we can do all related things here automatically. So this is really good feature. For creating new action is a really good thing here. So now from now onwards, we can directly fire the event wherever we want. For triggering notification, for triggering business rule, wherever we want, we can directly trigger the event here. So I really felt good about this as well, and awesome features. I mean, this is so much development in one upgrade. I never seen before. This is the way complete flow designer they have modified in a different way, different look. It's awesome thing actually. And coming back to the diagrammatic view, as everybody know here, I'm just removing this action. As everybody know here, diagrammatic view. ServiceNow introduced. Let me open. I think I have not published this. Okay. Let me open any another out of the box thing. Don't mind, my system little slow today. Okay, I'm just opening any of the flow designer here, and we can see the diagrammatic view. I'm just clicking on the diagrammatic view. So if we observe in the diagrammatic view, ServiceNow introduced here, just loading. Let it quickly load. So here annotations. So if you see here, details and annotations. So whenever we want details, we can disable details, only annotations we can see. And in the functional perspective, we can download this diagram here. Okay, I'm just opening the whatever downloaded the diagram. I think it's not, it's logged by another app currently, as it's not using. I'm using, I think, Zoom here. So that is the reason it's logged, it's not opening. So we can download here diagrammatic view. By clicking on this, automatically the diagrammatic view will be showing. So if we want for the functional perspective, if you have details also populating, all the related details also will show. So for a functional perspective, only annotations is fine. For example, if you don't want annotations and only functional only details we can populate. So depends on that we can use. This is also really good feature in the Washington DC release. If we observe here, as I have mentioned in the in the article as well. So details and annotation, this is a really good feature. And coming back to the next thing, error handling. Before, error handling used to be there in the normal view, but in the now diagrammatic view also, error handling is present. We can use error handling by toggle our issues wherever it, for example, if our flow is getting stuck in somewhere, we can add error handlers. Depends on that, the flow will move. So this is also really awesome feature in the flow designer. And the final thing, whatever I got to know, is the try and catch. Okay. Now in ServiceNow, in the diagrammatic view also, we can also add a actions. Actually, this is in a different application. I think, let me see here, properties. It is in global only, but which application currently I am in? Oh, I am also in global. I think it's a read-only flow designer. Let me just copy this so we can modify. I'm just copying the flow. Yep, it's copied now. And going back to the diagrammatic view. Okay. So see here, we can also add, we can also see the view trigger conditions and also change the things from the diagrammatic view. Automatically, the things, whatever is required, automatically we can modify. And also same way, if you are clicking on this here, dot walkings and all also we can do. This is really awesome feature. And coming back to the try catch, we have try catch feature here. Let me quickly show that. I'm just going back to the normal view. So if I'm going to the, if I'm going, I think it's a still read only. It's not editing. Let's go back to our thing, test 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Let me show here, try and catch. This is also really awesome feature. I'm just going back and adding edit flow here and clicking on add action. So here in the flow logic, if you see here, try condition, see this try and catch. So now we can also add a try condition, and also where error occurs after step 1, we can also that if so and so, we can add a condition based things. And this is also really awesome feature. Everybody can watch whatever is there in my community article also, and also you can watch in the YouTube video wherever I'm posting, YouTube or Instagram. So wherever I'm posting, you can really, this definitely helpful to everybody, as everybody should upgrade ourselves every day, as our service now is improving a lot day by day. In every upgrade, every patch, something new we are receiving. That means automatically we should be able to update ourselves. Really, this is really awesome things in the flow designer today, whichever I have explained. I need to explore more things in the flow designer changes. I have seen so many other things also. I will come back again with the other new features. But today I'm going to end with this feature, as these things I have identified and I have explained. And you can also identify same thing in the community article. You can go back to my community page like user ID 261271. You can able to identify my profile, or else you can see, you can just search with the Dinesh Kumar Raghu. I'm currently working at New Rocket, so you can search in the with the same thing. Really, this is going to be a big thing in ServiceNow. Flow designer is going to be a big thing, and we can use in number of ways, integrations, actions, whatever is there. We can automatically use our integration by using the facilities, whatever they have given facilities to us. Automatically, by using this integration tab, automatically we can give connections and all. Awesome feature this is. And this definitely, this is going to be helpful to you, and hope this video is clear. If you guys are having any questions, you can reach out to me through messaging on YouTube, or else you can message on Instagram as well. Also, you can mail me, dineshsnow9426@gmail.com is my mail ID. Thank you so much for watching. If you really feel like helpful, click on like and subscribe my channel. ServiceNow Tech C by Dinesh Kumar Raghu. Thank you all.